Okay. And then we're going to go live. It says it's just fetching the screen. So we'll give it just one more second here. Make sure it's all going to work right. All right, we are live.
Alrighty.
Okay, well, let's get started then. So hello, everyone. Welcome to Debt Free Knox Page. We are Betsy Barr and Ken Mallard, and we are here to start off this weekly webinar of Debt Free Life, and this will be specifically for businesses. We have some other some webinars that we do, one for like individuals and families, and that's Thursdays at 6 p.m. And we do one, my husband and I do one specifically how you can use Debt Free Life for churches. But Ken and I are excited. We're going to be starting this on Thursdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking about how you can use Debt Free Life in your business. And so my name is Betsy Barr, and I've been with Symmetry Financial Group, which is the brokerage that allows us to offer Debt Free Life. Been with them for just over a year. Really super excited about what Debt Free Life can do for families, for businesses, for churches. Really can be just a game changer for and looking towards your financial future. And so, yeah, we're just excited to talk about it today. Ken, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. I'm Ken Mallard, and I'm actually located outside of Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm also with Symmetry Financial Group. And again, I'm excited to talk to you guys about debt-free life as a business solution. And the number one thing that we do, whether it's a business solution or for churches or for individuals, is we focus on how do we eliminate debt. That's our biggest obstacle that we have to overcome in life these days. Is debt is becoming a major issue for businesses as well. So we focus on eliminating debt in 9 years or less without spending any additional money. That's what debt-free life is all about, any way that you want to slice it.
That's right. That's great. All right. Well, let's see. Get us started, Ken. Let's talk about money.
All right. So how do we do this? We have to talk about money, and we have to talk about this concept of banking. Okay, that's what we're going to be exploring today, the concept of banking, and really get into money and how it works. Okay, so when we look at money, it's three phases of money. Okay, you have to maximize the use of the money, accumulation period of time you can accumulate the money, and we make every dollar work twice. All right, and then distribution. Most of the time, people focus a lot on the accumulation period as far as money is concerned, but we really want to focus on all three phases of money. It's important when we get ready to take the money out and use it. Is it tax-free? Has it been tax deferred? So we're going to focus on all three areas of money and the phases of using money.
Awesome.
And then, like I mentioned before, we're going to talk about this concept, a concept of banking. Okay, what is banking? Okay, we normally we all bank. Okay, we all use cash at some point, and we accumulate the cash. And then we have to make a decision. We want to make purchases. Okay, how are we going to do it? We're going to give up the cash and do a cash purchase. And then we give up the opportunity of that cash working for us and being saved. Okay, and we give that opportunity to someone else. Okay, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. And it's really the opportunity to have it save and compound interest. Okay, and then we make a decision. If we want to hold on to the cash and take advantage of compound interest, normally we have to finance our purchases. So we pay interest to someone else for the use of their money. So those are the two areas that we use cash in this concept of banking. Okay? And again, we're going to teach you how to be the bank. Okay, how would you like to be the bank? Take advantage of some of these concepts that the banks utilize. Okay, so for example, you put $10,000 in the bank may pay you 1% interest if you're lucky these days. You may get, if you're lucky, you'll get 1%. Okay, and now because you put the money in the bank, and that's the accumulation phase, right? Now you want to make a purchase, so you have to walk back into the bank and ask them to borrow $10,000. Okay, what do you think your interest rate is going to be?
Not
now
1%.
Remember, we're getting 1%. Do you think they're going to charge you 1%? No. If you're very lucky, and depending on the type of financing that you're asking for, you may be lucky and get 4 or 5% if it's a HELOC or some type of mortgage product. Okay, but you can pay as much as 29% if it's some type of credit card. Okay.
All right. Yep, that's right.
Okay. So how do they do that? They leverage the cash flow. Okay. So that's what we want to do, is learn how to leverage the cash as we accumulate it. So the bank is allowed by the Federal Reserve, if you guys didn't know, every time we put $1 in, or in our example, we put $10,000 in, the banks can actually loan out $70,000. Okay. And they can loan it out at all these various interest rates. Okay. 5%, 12%, all the way to 24%. So they're using the money more than once. And again, when we talk about the phases of money and utilizing the banking concept, we want to make sure that we're utilizing each dollar more than once. So we want to utilize the same concept and allow us to utilize our money more than one time, every dollar at least twice.
Yes. Yes. And so that's what we're able to do with Debt Free Life. And so, that kind of gets into a lot of details. And what we really want to do at this webinar is just kind of give an overview of what can Debt-Free Life Business Solutions look like for your particular business. And, everybody's situation is so different. And so we would kind of get into a lot more specifics, more one-on-one with you. But for right now, let me just show you an example of a small business owner that was able to use Debt-Free Life Business Solutions to help his business get out of debt. So here we have Brian, 50-year-old, he's a small business owner. He's doing well on just, a day-to-day basis, but then he's got some issues that are hindering the growth of his business. And so you may, as a business owner, relate to some of these. Debt is one of them. In addition to that is cash flow, taxes, and then just flexibility with different things that may come up. And it's funny, all of those are just related in some way, because if he didn't have debt, he would have more cash flow to be able to pay the taxes, to be able to be flexible with the needs that come up. So everything is kind of all mixed in together there. So let's look specifically, what is Brian's current debt situation? So he's got various types of equipment loans, company cars, construction loans, line of credit. And so if you ask Brian, hey, when we asked him, what is your total amount of debt? He balanced up all the principals that he owed, and it was about $2.1 million. All right, so that's a lot of debt, okay? And remember, he's 50 years old, and so he's kind of like, retirement is around the corner. What am I going to be able to do for my family? When I retire, can I retire? Those sorts of questions they're already starting to kind of go through his mind. Now let's look over here at the monthly payment. Okay, each one of these has different interest rates, of course, but your monthly payments for all of those add up to $26,000. And so when we think about cash flow being a potential issue, well, $26,000 every month is just going towards Brian's debt. All right. And so that's a lot of money for his business and, for any business. And so, of course, all these different loans have different lifespans. Some are going to be paid off sooner than others, some longer than others, and the longest one is 28 years. So with where Brian is right now, it's going to take him 20 years to get completely out of debt. And so he'll pay 2.1 million just in the balance, but then when we add in all the interest, he's looking at paying almost $3 million in total, just when we think about the interest that he'll also be paying over that 28-year span. So we talked with Brian and just kind of got a feel for his situation, what his goals are for his business, what he's hoping to do when he retires with his family and with his business. And so we just said, hey, let's just show you what Debt Free Life can do for your business. So there's no cost, there's no commitment, just in talking with Ken or myself and just kind of getting a feel for what that would look like. And so when we ran Brian's scenario through our software, here's what we were able to find. And this is the great part. This is what I get super excited about. So instead of 28 years to get out of debt, Brian's going to be out of debt in 6.4 years. That's pretty sweet.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty. He was like, "What? 6.4? He'll be out of debt before he's 60. So I mean, he could have 9 to 10 years before he has to go into retirement where he's completely debt free. So because he's able to save to get out of debt so quickly, we're going to save him a lot in interest. And so what that money means, that $270,000 in interest saved, that just means that money doesn't go to lenders. It stays in Brian's bank account. It stays in his business, and he can use that $270,000 the way that he wants to. All right, and so just think, what could my business do if I were able to keep $270,000 instead of paying it out to a lender? And now here's the great part. Now, how do we come up with this number, 10 million in liquidity? This is liquidity, cash that he has access to in 28 years. Now, when you compare it and you say, okay, it was going to take him 28 years to get out of debt. Now it's only taking 6.4. And so that means he's got basically 21 and a half years, all right, where if we can take that $26,000 that was going towards his debt, and now that's just going towards his retirement. And so if he didn't sell his business or, give it to a family member or sell it or whatever he did, if he just kept it, after 28 years, he would have $10 million in liquidity. And so he's looking at, being able to make whatever choices he wants to for himself and his family in retirement because finances are a non-issue. All right. So again, after he's got that debt paid off, $206,000 a month, that adds up to about $312,000 per year. So that's going to also then help him with his cash flow problem. He's going to have a lot of flexibility. He can look at other business opportunities. So there's just a lot of things that he can do once that debt is paid off and he has all this extra cash flow because he's not using that with debt anymore. So this is the exciting part. This is the part where when we start talking with people, they're like, oh, wait, well, can I do this? Or wait, what if I did that? The possibilities are endless. And it seems like every time I talk with a family or talk with a business owner about kind of this, in this part, they're like, I always hear something new that people would want to use it for. And that's what's exciting, is that it's yours. You can use it and make decisions about your business that are going to be the best for you.
Definitely. So when we look at it again from the business solution, this is where, like I said, we get excited, where we're dealing with businesses or individuals when they see the amount of interest that they're saving, the amount of control that you get back in your financial life is what this program is all about. So with Brian, in the same time frame it was going to take Brian's business to get out of debt, like I say, he'll be debt free and potentially have over $10 million liquid access. Okay. So that's when we're talking about, so what's the power in this? What can we do when we implement this debt-free business solution. Okay, these are some of the benefits, but I'm just going to kind of point out the ones that really stick out. Again, number one, you're going to be pay off debt. Get out of debt. Okay, not in that trap, that cycle of continually paying interest payments. Okay, increase cash flow. Now, how fast can a business grow? Like in Brian's example, when he has over $312,000 a year that he can put back into the business to increase the business. Okay. And then we're looking at on the other side of it, yes, you'll be able to go in and, like I say, finance the business equipment and construction company. So imagine the equipment that you can buy with that type of cash flow. Okay. And then, yes, we are utilizing a specially designed life insurance policy. So it will be a death benefit. So we're also talking about creating a legacy here. Okay. And then from that policy, you'll be able to have access to cash value tax free. And remember, we're talking about how important that is when we're talking about in the different phases, being able to, when it's time to utilize the funds, we want to make sure that it's cash free or cash favored when we're able to access it in the future. Okay.
That's awesome. So many
Now,
different,
a lot of,
so many different
yeah,
benefits.
so many, right. And again, so one of the things people say, okay, well, what is this concept that we're talking about? Is it something new? No, it's not. It's been around for well over 100 years, okay? And the wealthy has been taking advantage of this concept for years. So some of the people, like Walt Disney and James Penny, they have utilized this concept, this banking concept, been able to tap into funds to start, save, or save their businesses, their empires. So this is something that has been around for a long time. But until now, we didn't have a systematic way of explaining it to the everyday person. So you don't have to be running an empire. You don't have to be wealthy. That's what makes us so excited about it. Betsy and I both are utilizing these concepts in our own personal lives, okay? Sure. And again, so we want to explain it to people just like ourselves. And now we have a way, and that's what we do. We have teamed up to make this concept available, to make it understandable, and to make it you able to implement it, okay, and take advantage of the same system that the wealthy has been taking advantage of for years.
Oh yeah, I love it. It's so. Some of the responses I know we get a lot are, well, it's a no-brainer. Why don't more people do it? Just now, because it is just a no-brainer, and just the way that you can, just provide for generations. I mean, it's just amazing.
Right. And another thing I hear over and over and over again, even for professionals, I've been in business for over 20 years, okay, as a financial coach, financial advisor. And when I look at this concept and look at other people who, became aware of this concept recently, we all have the same response. Wow, I wish I'd known about this 20 years ago. What a difference my life if I know about it 20 years ago. Even though it's life-changing now, but everybody has the same response. Wow, I wish I'd known about this 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Okay.
Wow, that's pretty powerful, Ken. But yeah, so here's just next steps. Like Ken said, we just teamed up to work together, and I'm really just excited about working with Ken and kind of learning from his experience as well, and how we can implement this in so many different ways. And so what we would do, the next steps, if you're interested in seeing what this would look like for your business, what we'll do is we kind of help you identify what are your business and your personal needs, identify ways, how could we capitalize, or how could you capitalize on your bank. We kind of just serve as sort of a sounding board, facilitator, to give a few ideas. But to be honest, I find that when I'm talking with someone, they know their situation better. And so the ideas that they come up with are sometimes so exciting to me. I'm like, oh my word, wow, I've got to share that with someone else. So it's exciting just to see how people really get it and are excited to put it into play. And then we just kind of go through, look at, hey, what are all the different resources that you have? How can we maximize those? To get out of debt, you're able to prepare for emergencies. And then, things that you thought, hey, this is just a pipeline dream. I could probably never make this a reality. It becomes feasible. It becomes attainable. It becomes something that you can do. Just like Ken said, we're both using this in our everyday life, and our family's able to do things that was never, ever, ever on our on our horizon. And so we're just excited that not only we can take care of the things that we need, but even some of the things that we want as well. So that can be the reality for your business. So how do you get in touch with us? You can schedule a time with us on our Calendly link, calendly.com/debtfreeknox. You can also go and find out more about Debt Free Life at our website, debtfreeknox.com. Connect with us there. You can connect with us on Facebook. But we just look forward to talking with you and seeing how we can use Debt Free Life to make a big difference for your business. So thanks for tuning in with us today, and we'll see you again next Thursday. Bring a friend, and let's see how Debt Free Life can help businesses across the nation. Ken, anything else from you?
That's it for me. Thanks. We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.